Hi guys, it is me again. I told you I'd be back real soon. I'm gonna go see Flatliners tonight, the remake. I am really excited just because I only watched the original like a month or two ago. I would have put it in my favorites. I did talk about how in the original I really liked the idea and the vibe that it gave off. I really liked the way that they kind of started off with like the religious theme and like life after death, and they slowly got into the story. But I did feel like it didn't really get there for me. The acting was great, the story was great, it just didn't have enough depth for me. So I'm really excited to see this one, and I know that the original is a classic, so don't get me wrong. A lot of people are mad because I knew it. But you can appreciate the original and a remake if it's done right. And let's hope it's 2 for 2 for remakes. I'm really excited for this one, as I said, just because it's really fresh in my mind and I feel like I can compare it. But I really hope it goes a little bit deeper, but I haven't got really any high expectations at all. I haven't really looked into if it's exactly the same or if it's kind of like a reboot or whatever. I imagine it's just a pure remake. I'm a fan of Ellen Page. If you guys haven't seen Hard Candy, I would recommend that one. That's an amazing movie. But let's go and check it out and see if it holds up to the original and if it goes any deeper. I don't know. If it has the same vibe, I will be impressed, to be honest, because it's very hard to get that kind of religious, I don't know, grungy, trippy, almost like videodrome type David Cronenberg vibe nowadays. So not that it's David Cronenberg, but it's just, for me, it's got that kind of vibe. So it'll be interesting to see how modern days can hold that up, but it'll be interesting to see regardless. I'm excited, guys. Let's go see Flatliners, the remake. Let's go. Okay, we just got back from seeing Flatliners. Bow. I tried so hard to like be giving it like kind of the benefit of the doubt throughout the film. It wasn't necessarily a bad movie, but for a remake, it was so basic. Like, if I was to call that film anything, it is basic as fuck, because it didn't have anything like really interesting about it, and it just kind of went through the motions. If you guys don't know what Flatliners is about by now, it is about a bunch of medical students who kind of get obsessed with the idea of flatlining, like dying and coming back, and then they start having like reactions to that, good and then bad. So I was excited to see if it would carry on with that eerie tone from the original, but unfortunately it didn't carry through at all. The one good thing I would say is with the modern technology, it was kind of more realistic this time around, but it wasn't eerie at all. It was very like 90s horror to me. Like, it was very like urban legends, like I guess 2000s, so Final Destination. It was just going through the motions of a typical like B-grade horror movie, like going through like the kills and lots of jump scares. The characters were just awful, except for Diego Luna, who played Ray. I thought he did a really good job, but everyone else, I just was not buying it. I just thought their characters were just, I don't know if it was the acting. I just was not buying it, and I don't think anyone else in the cinema was buying it either, because everyone was laughing. People were just going through the motions with this one, and I have to admit, like, I really didn't enjoy it towards the end. I just really want it to end. At the start, it does give some promise up, like with the lead up and like the actual plot developing, but then I don't want to spoil anything as always, but it does go downhill, and once you see the film, you'll definitely know why. But it just didn't get there for me the second time, and I'll actually prefer, obviously, I prefer the original to this. I just wish they could have done it better. I just feel like for a remake, that was real poor form, like real poor form. I don't know if I've like got high expectations from seeing some really good remakes lately, but yeah, poor form for a remake, and it was a basic as fuck film, so I hoped that they would give it another layer, but they really didn't. They just pulled it back and made it a basic as fuck horror movie that had jump scares, really bad like CGI animation scenes, and people were screaming in the cinema. People thought it was scary. I thought it was trash. I really did think most of it was trash. I know that's awful to say, but I'm gonna be brutal. I don't think you guys should see this one in the cinema. I think you should wait to see it at home if you're a fan of the first one, but I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be very disappointed. Ellen Page was great. She was Ellen Page. Stick to hard candy. The one thing I do want to say really quickly as well is, as I was saying before, for the depth, how I thought it was such a simple storyline that I could have put a little bit more depth into it. The funny thing about this is, it is a basic as fuck horror movie that they made out of it, but I like the more psychological thriller horror subgenre. And it's so funny because this movie is literally about the psyche. It's about what happens to your brain in the afterlife, or like when you die. And literally it didn't have any of that psyche. They just pulled it all back and made it into mushy B-grade horror. And also this, sorry, one last thing. I'm ranting on this one. I didn't expect that. One last thing is the cinematography was a bit weird at some points too. There's this point where they're all like dancing in this hailstorm, and it just looked really weird and really cheap, and I don't know. I don't like it. I didn't like it. Dean, do you want to add anything? I don't think Dean was a fan either. Yeah, guys, give this one a miss. Hopefully I got to you before you went to the cinemas. I'm going to give this one a personal score of 4.
Out of 5.
Out of 10. I'm going to give it a originality score. This is hard. It's a remake, you know, of, I mean, what, 2? I have to give it a 2. The original is original, but this one is a remake of the original, and it didn't add anything, just took away. So I'm gonna give it a 2. And for scare, I'm gonna give it a 3, just because it was CGI jump scares, and I just didn't think that they were that good. But some people might find it scary. I don't know. What is scary? Anyway, I'll talk to you guys very soon, and stay spooky, guys. I'll see you 31 Days of Horror as well. It's coming up around the corner. I'll see you very soon, guys. Bye.